Good morning, folks. Eric here, back with another standard video. Coming at you today with one of my all-time favorite archetypes, and I think a bit criminally underplayed. Just came up with that. Deserts. Deserts. If you don't know, deserts were a limited archetype, basically, in Outlaws of Thunder Junction. They are, in each color combination, you have these tapped lands that enter or deal 1 damage to target opponent, thus committing a crime. That crime element not super relevant in our list. I suppose let's start by talking about the mana base, and then we can get into the creatures themselves, or the cards themselves. So we're on the full package of Sultai Deserts. 4 Festering Gulch, 4 Lush Oasis, and 4 Soured Springs, as well as 4 Conduit Pylons. There's a lot to say about all of this. Other additional sort of utility deserts that we have: 1 Arid Archway, 1 Sandstorm Verge. Arid Archway is a Karoo land, so when it enters, return a land you control to its owner's hand. If another desert was returned this way, surveil 1. Very relevant. Taps for 2 mana. And Sandstorm Verge taps for colorless. Target creature can't block this turn. Cool. We also have 4 Blooming Marsh. We're on 4 Blooming Marsh because it's turn 3, having untapped mana is the most important thing, basically. Every other turn we can endure our lands coming in tapped, but we need to be able to play our Outcaster Greenblade or use removal, and then we're pretty much smooth sailing from there. And then 1 of each basic: 1 forest, 1 island, 1 swamp, for a total of 25 lands. Notice that only 7 of our lands are not deserts. So 7 of 25 not deserts. Write that down because we're playing 4 Outcaster Greenblade. This is the core of the deck. This is the guy right here. 3 mana in green. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card or a desert card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. And it gets 1/1 for each desert you control. So you can imagine a scenario where early game you go desert, desert, Blooming Marsh, right? Find a desert, but this guy's a 3/4 right off the bat. Pretty solid stats, okay? But it self-enables because it finds its own desert to continue to buff, to continue to make our land drops, finds our fixing, etc., etc. It's really easy to play 3 colors in these lists, probably even easy to play 4 or 5. As long as you're base green and you're running this Outcaster Greenblade, you're probably going to be fine. Okay, so 4 Outcaster Greenblade. The only other 4 of in the deck is 4 Winter Night Stories. These cards in combination work very nicely. Outcaster Greenblade gets large quickly, and can harmonize Winter Night Stories very easily. The other sort of important element to all of this is that Outcaster Greenblade, think of it like this deck's sort of Tarmogoyf, a Tarmogoyf that costs 1 extra mana, but also finds a land, right? It comes down, it's not necessarily the biggest right when it enters play, but the more you draw them late game, they're prone to being like 8 power, 9 power, even 10 power creatures for 3 mana. So it opens up these opportunities for you to not only play your big resilient, not resilient threat, but your big threat that finds you another land drop, continues to feed this beast where you're hitting all of your land drops, and lets you double spell, basically. It just becomes ridiculously large, lets you harmonize your Winter Night Stories, etc., etc. Okay, let's talk about the rest of the deck. Luis, 1 Moreland/Luis. Eventually we get enough mana where we can just kill our opponents with this, especially with the pinging damage from our deserts sort of adding up. We're not really trying to hit our opponents to kill them, although we will win a lot of games like that with the Greenblade. It's Outcaster Greenblade is like the thing that must be answered. You know, you have to kill it, otherwise it will close out the game, and then it buys us time to hit our land drops, and eventually maybe ping someone or kill someone with Luis or mill them out. A couple Tishana's Tideminder, particularly strong in the meta right now. Colossal Rattleworm, another sort of desert-focused creature. Has flash as long as you control a desert. And a 6/5 trample for 4. 6/5 trample flash for 4 mana. Huge. And then it also has this ability where you can exile it from your graveyard to search your library for a desert, put it on the battlefield tapped, shuffle for 2 mana at instant speed. A great discard out piece for Winter Night Stories. Solid body, can really surprise some opponents if they are not expecting this card at all. Couple Ice Till Explorer, a nice card advantage piece. We can discard our lands to Winter Night Stories and bring them back. We can also surveil lands into the graveyard really consistently with our Conduit Pylons. Sets everything up nicely there. Scavenger Regent. This is sort of a speculative option. I think you just want some number of board wipes. And the fact that this has the Omen means that worst comes to worst in a very, very long game scenario, it's possible that you would just win by not being able to be decked. Because you can just cast this each turn, you draw it, and it shuffles back into your library. Solid body. I have not cast this as a creature yet, but it's been decent as a board wipe. 1 Disruptive Stormbrood, just a main deck answer to artifacts and enchantments. A solid removal piece early, very flexible. Bonnie Paul Clearcutter as a 1/of as well. This thing gets huge. It closes out games. It forces people to answer. It's just another big threat that you have to answer, and it also like brings an Ox into play that is always a 10/10 basically. Very solid card, very castable. 1 River Regent, nice flex top end piece. Very, very flexible card. 3 Spinewoods Armadillo, another one of our desert sort of synergy pieces. This helps us guarantee that we get untapped mana on turn 3. It can always find a Conduit Pylons, and it's just flexible, right? Like 3 life for 2 in our early match, like early game, and then late game you draw it, and it's just a 6 mana, 7/7 reach ward 3. All of these desert creatures are incredibly overstated. Pretty tough to deal with if you just some boards you just resolve it and they can't beat it. Couple stabs to fend off some early game aggression. 3 Bitter Triumphs. Solid with our discarding our lands for our Ice Till Explorer, discarding our Winter Night Stories, discarding the worms, or just killing anything. 3 Desert Stew. Another sort of desert synergy piece. Basically kills anything. It's nice that it is just a cheap instant that kills anything and also like gets through indestructible, which is not super relevant, but it comes up. 1 Day of the Black Sun, 2 Deadly Cover-Up, 1 Villainous Wrath, 1 Singularity Rupture. Just kind of testing out a couple different options here, really. I think Deadly Cover-Up is really nice. It helps close out games by taking off the toughest to deal with cards in our opponent's deck. But Villainous Wrath can win games as well. Like, even if it's just for 10 damage, right? We also have the damage from the deserts to sort of supplement this sort of burnout plan. 1 Singularity Rupture for more grindy control matchups where we're self-milling a lot, so we can instead just mill our opponent. Or we could also mill ourselves if we have an Ice Till Explorer going. Just a sort of emergency, I'm digging maybe too hard into my deck, mill you instead, and then you're suddenly good on that axis. So that's the main deck. Very control-y, very grindy. Sideboard, we have 2 Oko the Ringleader. This card does not see play. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else cast this. 4 mana Planeswalker in the format. At the beginning of combat on your turn, Oko the Ringleader becomes a copy of up to 1 target creature you control until end of turn, except he has Hexproof. Pretty much the main creature that you'll be using this effect on is your Outcaster Greenblade, and so it just makes another big beefy body on the field to attack with. Really, this is for control matchups where If we resolve this, we get a really good source of card advantage every turn. Draw 2 cards. If you've committed a crime this turn, discard a card. Otherwise, discard 2 cards. Discarding 2 cards is not a big deal, but because we have the deserts, we can consistently just ping to draw 2, discard 1. Put more lands in our graveyard for Ice Till. Threaten to just make Elks every turn. Ultimate could be relevant. Not entirely sure. Not sure that this is great, but it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good, and it's just like another sort of diverse threat for grindy matchups to have to deal with. 1 Riverturn Monument for control or grindy matchups. 3 Disdainful Strokes. 3 Cease and Desist. Very flexible piece. I will say this is not like a definitive answer to the Ultimate Spider-Man or the Superior Spider-Man Reanimator lists, but it can take out the key targets that we need to hit, and with the amount of board wipes that we're playing, usually that's enough to, like, those things in tandem are usually enough. Plus, I think I like Cease here over Soul Guide Lantern because this helps us deal with those like big go wide artifact lists at the same time. Couple Death Marks for all the green creature decks in the format. A couple Maelstrom Pulse, just a solid additional removal piece, very flexible, and a couple Malicious Eclipse for go wide strategies. And that's the deck list. I know it's a lot. Incredibly grindy. Gonna be some slow matches. We'll see how many games we end up playing. I love this deck. I'm really proud of it. I think it's a bit slept on, and yes, our lands come in tapped, but you'll be surprised at how little that matters sometimes, as long as we sequence properly and play smart, you know? We have good cheap removal. We have big threats. And we can grind endlessly. Rank reset, so I'm no longer, I can't call this video Mythic Standard or whatever I've been calling them, but this is a solid hand. We need to hit our 3rd land, but we have a stab, which is pretty appealing. If we hit our 3rd land, we're off to the races. So I think I'll keep this. Our opponent is mulliganing, which is pretty nice for us. Lead on the Festering Gulch. We're now winning. 1 damage to the face. Okay, Uthros, not a great sign for us. We have good interaction in our sideboard for... Oh. Our opponent's doing something spicy. Well, we can't stab the seal. No land. Worst comes to worst, we miss another land drop, discard the Rattle Worm, and then use its ability to find our Arid Archway, which will give us another land drop, so we should be pretty set after that. I'm not panicking. They just have a seal, and whatever is going on here. Okay, Desert Stew can kill the seal, but I want to discard the worm because that kind of saves us from all of this pain and misery here. Don't think I need to deal with the seal quite yet. I don't know. An interesting question. Riddler. Okay, Desert Stew is not big enough to kill the Riddler quite yet. If they have the splash portal here. I think I'm just gonna kill the seal. Keeps them off of getting their Uthros big enough to activate. I'm not really sure what this is about. Gray and Gray. I have no idea what they're doing. Okay. Gray and Gray plus Uthros is pretty cool. So we can flashback the worm, find our Arid Archway, return a Festering Gulch, Yeah, we can put an armadillo in the graveyard. No big deal. Play our land. Doing okay now. Should be in this. What a weird deck. Well, if we just like hit a swamp, we can kind of get them. Okay. We'll play the green blade. Hold up a stab. Find another black source. Look at how big this guy is. I guess we could go double. We could go Soured Springs for double blue and double black here. He's a 5/6. 5/6 for 3. I don't think I'm worried about Gran. I have no idea what they're doing. It'd be nice if they just like played the Quantum Riddler and then I deadly cover up. They're drawing a lot of cards. Do I have to stab Gran here? They're gonna draw 3 more cards. Yeah, I have to stab Gran here. Sorry, grandmother. They might just draw another card here anyway. This is kind of sweet. Just like a big Duelist of the Mind combo deck. Okay. Station's at sorcery speed, so I was able to avoid dying there. Conduit Pylon's pretty good. I think I'm just casting this deadly cover up, but what are the odds that they're actually just going to be able to combo off and kill me? Here. Like I could just cast a Luis for 4. Maybe the odds are pretty good. Guess let's see what we mill with the Conduit Pylons. Another Winter Night Stories. Yeah, that's kind of sweet. It's probably better to draw here than to attack. See more lands. We can discard 2 lands to set up our Ice Till. And then Deadly Cover Up here. The nice thing about Deadly Cover Up is like we can just discard 1 Armadillo and that's enough to collect evidence here. I guess we want to get rid of the... They only have 1 more Duelist of the Mind. Can I just hit Basic Island here? I'm just going to hit Basic Island. Keep them from being able to like... do a whole lot with their mana in the long run. They're going to start drawing a lot hotter, but they already have draw. You know what I mean? They're just going to be able to draw a bunch anyway. This keeps them from ever like being able to play a ton of spells in 1 turn. Thopter Fabricator's cool. Only triggers once per turn, so it's not that threatening. Seems like a nice combo with Uthros, I suppose, so they have quite a lot of mana anyway. We can Tidebinder Fabricator to turn it off completely. I think I really want to get Ice Till going, and then we can leave up the Tidebinder. Gonna play the island anyway, might as well see what else we get here. I bet they're really wishing Proft's eidetic memory was in standard. Yes. We want to counter the trigger on the one that can attack this turn. I'm at 6, but I have this Luis to help me restabilize, and any more armadillo draws get me back in the green a little bit. The stories. They only have 16 cards left in their deck. We have a Singularity Rupture to cut that down even further. So we can resolve that one, and then we want to counter this one. Okay, they still get to crew it. I guess I'll double block it. Gotta preserve my life total here. Is this a natty Riddler coming in? That might be a little tough. Bitter Triumph. Pretty good. So I can... Bitter Triumph the Riddler. Stab something to just stay alive. Which means I can play my Ice Tool Explorer to set up for an even bigger Luis. Or I could... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7. Sorry. 8, 8 mana. Ice Till. Triumph Stab. Still alive. I can Triumph this. Triumph the Quantum Riddler main phase, discard the Blooming Marsh here. I wonder if I hit them. I guess I might as well hit them. Not like I can block with this binder. Okay, another land. That's good. Surveil. Get some more lands in our graveyard for next turn. Set up this big Luis. Might as well hit them. All of their stuff's flying anyway. I have to hold up the stab to survive here. They have nearly infinite mana. That's not quite true. Another Fabricator. Cool deck. I'm a respecter. I think this is a sweet idea, especially with the Uthros. This is a sweet list. I'm gonna give them the sweet seal of approval. You got a sweet deck here. Meyer Tama 1017. Mire Tama? I don't know. Still not dead. Ruin up the Thopter. Fabricator. Makes sense to me, I think, to stab the Thopter Fabricator. keeps me at 2 rather than 1, and that's about it. They get to keep a Thopter for the next turn, which is more mana. But I'm kind of hoping that there isn't a next turn. Let's do the math here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Because the Blooming Marsh will come in tapped. 8. Well, it probably doesn't super matter. I'm gonna hit the Thopter Fabricator here. See what we draw. Let's start with the Sandstorm Verge here. We can take him off of a blocker, which I think would be a little silly. Big Luis is probably not enough to keep us in this game by itself. Maybe we have to go for the Winter Night Stories. Try to hit like... Dude, a main deck Maelstrom Pulse would go crazy here. Try to hit... just some removal. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I can do anything about these Thopters right now. Another Tishana's Tidebinder, maybe? Luis is pretty big, but it's not enough to keep us from just dying in the air. Let's go ahead and hit the Winter Night Stories. Ooh, River Regent. That could do it. Discard a couple lands here. We get to bounce some Fabricators and maybe gain a little life off Luis. We don't get to gain any life. I don't think this will do it. I think I also maybe needed to hit like a... Yeah, it's just too many flyers. We tried our best. Maelstrom Pulse looks really good here. Stabs look pretty abysmal. All of their creatures are huge. Don't really care about Granny too much. Probably bring in a River Turn Monument. That seems like a pretty serious way to close out these games. And I kind of think the Cease Desist looks pretty good. Another way to help us fight through those boards, and then being able to exile their Winter Night Stories seems kind of important. Let's go ahead and cut down on some of our normal board wipes. Like, I think Day of the Black Sun can go. Although, Day of the Black Sun seems pretty efficient on X equals 1. If they're, like, in on the Granny Tiger Seal plan. Maybe we cut a Villainous Wrath. Cut a Deadly Cover-Up. Scavenger Regent seems decent. Yeah, maybe we have enough other board wipes. We can cut both of the Deadly Cover-Ups here. And then maybe we just try 2 Cease and Desist. Try it like this. I think Maelstrom Pulse is probably going to be our best card here. Oh, I need to figure out the best position for my face, by the way. I've been thinking about this. I've been watching some of my videos back, and we got to mulligan this. It seems like if I'm up here, I'm blocking a lot of some stuff on the board sometimes. This is a decent hand. Maybe this is the ideal spot, right where my avatar is. This is a decent hand. I guess you don't need to see my face at all. I don't know. We're hitting our land drops. We're not doing anything, but if we hit a blue source, then we're kind of in the business. I think we just put back the arid archway. Arid archway can be a little awkward. Actually, let's put back the sandstorm verge. I think we can maybe afford to play out the arid archway as sort of a card draw effect. So I could be like right here. I really don't know. Maybe bottom left is okay? Where do most people play? Top left? Let's just take them off grain. Oh, I can't take them off grain. We can do that next turn. I forgot. I thought this was a blooming marsh. Top left seems okay. Bottom right's a little weird. Bottom left, a little weird. Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know. Okay, pretty strong start here. I suppose we kill Gran. Maybe we need to kill the tiger seal. I guess we have to kill a tiger seal. Because if they're able to activate the tiger seals next turn, we're just getting hit for way too much. Blue online. Triggering their Thopter Fabricator. Pretty nice for them. Kind of an awkward arid archway. Maybe should have kept the other land. Okay, I guess we go for Disruptive Stormbrood on Gran. No, I mean, they're all in on the drawing thing anyway. Let's just take them off the Tiger Seal. It's just the most damage. What is the Stormbrood doing? I guess it's a fine draw. I'd like to see a Maelstrom Pulse. Or the Cease Desist. Swing in for 4. Cool deck. I like this idea. Might be kind of tough for us here. Maybe I need to coil and catch to try to draw a Cease Desist. Maybe that's kind of the only way I get out of this. I can do everything at instant speed. I'm either flashing in the worm or... I guess the worm's not really an option. I'm taking too much damage here. I think I probably have to Tidebinder the crew here. Tidebinder my Tidebinder. Okay. Cool. Sweet list. Maybe I should have dealt with Gran earlier, since it's enabling all of these extra card draws. Really, really cool list. Shout out. I don't mind losing to this kind of thing. Do I have anything that can get me out of this? I don't think so. Day of the Black Sun on 1? Sorry, on 0? Black Sun? I can never remember. Day of Black Sun? I think that's what it is. So if I coil and catch, Day of Black Sun on 0 cleans up all the tokens. Oh, and then they just hit me for 4 in the air. Opponent has left to use the bathroom. Tidebinder won't do it. Too many Thopters. Nope. Okay. All right. Sweet deck. Pretty tough to deal with. For my deck. Pretty tough to deal with those endless thopters on a vehicle that's pretty hard to interact with. That might be something I have to mess around with. That looked kind of convincing to me. That at the very least it presents a pretty tough to deal with game plan, and the Duelist of the Mind turn that they had set up in game one looked really, really powerful. To like sufficiently large flying threats. Not the best showing for deserts match one, but that's okay. We have 4 more matches to play. Up against a Watery Grave. We'll lead on our tapped land here. Not the greatest hand in terms of our access to colors, but could be okay. They're looking at my hand like, what is this garbage? I'm really used to this interaction. I'm not sure that every Magic player is used to this, but I'm quite used to this on Arena where they're like, duress you. Oh, what the hell? Ooh, little Rattleworm in our graveyard, no problem. Take that pretty much every time. Make me discard a card. Okay. Well, I'll just discard. Let's discard a. Let's discard the Deadly Cover up here, I think. Because we want to. I think we want to cast this Winter Night Stories, and we'll probably just want to discard this Armadillo. Go for Conduit Pylons. We can put a Lush Oasis in the graveyard for a future Ice Till Explorer. We're getting our colors online. Quite a bit ahead on cards. Opponent's not really pressuring us at all. Okay, no problem. Just get rid of a Blooming Marsh at this point in the game. It's all kind of the same. I think I'll kill this while they're tapped out here. Should be a pretty good matchup for us. They're not really interacting on my axis, nor are they fast enough to like really threaten me particularly quickly. So I think this should be I might eat my words, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a great matchup. Storm Chaser's Talent is probably their best card against us. Play Conduit Pylons. That seems pretty good. That seems pretty good. Let's leave that on top. I'm just gonna fire off this Winter Night Stories then. They're not really threatening like Let's discard another Winter Night Stories, discard an island here. I guess we already have double black. We could get double blue. Discard a swamp. What was I saying? Oh, they're not threatening an entity tracker quite yet, which is the main guy that we need to respond to with like instant speed removal with, but I think once we just like mill half their deck, then we're gonna be just fine. It'll give them a little more access to their Storm Chaser's talents. I'm just gonna go for it. I think if we just do this, like, it kind of gives us that long game. So now they have 22 cards left in their library. They're bouncing their enchantments. Make us discard a stab. Yeah, let's discard stab. Greenblade gets to shine here pretty soon. Okay, discard Bitter Triumph. We're right back in this with a Greenblade into Winter Night Stories. A lot of manual tapping in this deck because Let's go Arid Archway. We can pick up a land before we stories. Surveil, try to get some better hits here. There's an Ice Till Explorer. We're going to keep that guy around. We can ditch these lands. Guess we let them get out. So they'll activate Storm Chaser's talent. They grab Get Out, let's say. Actually, they're probably grabbing Stock Up. I just want to bait like a Get Out away from them so that I can resolve this Winter Night Stories. They're probably going to grab Stock Up here, though. Okay, so as I was saying about... Oh, Boomerang Basics. As I was saying about auto-tapping, because it's a land that can tap for any color, for some reason, auto-tapper really prioritizes this. So something you have to be careful about is, like, it'll prioritize leaving it untapped. And sometimes that can mess you up mana-wise. So manually tapping is a little bit important in this list. I'm gonna kill the Fear of Isolation here. The flying, I think, is a little more important in the long game. Nowhere to run. Okay. Just for a little prowess boost. Doesn't do a whole lot. Oh, Bonnie Paul. Well, we're gonna do that. Ice Till's cute, but this is a, yeah, this is pretty unbeatable. We get to put a land into play as well. So if we put this swamp into play, we get to hold up Bitter Triumph for an entity tracker. That should be GG. They get to do their Storm Chaser's talent thing over and over, but at the end of the day, it's just 1/1 otters in it. Oh, missed a land drop. Yeah, that would have been nice. Kind of didn't think about it. Should be okay. Coming in with some pretty big otters, though. Another Storm Chaser's talent here. Not quite big enough for Bow. Power and toughness, each equal to the number of lands you control. Always just a big beef stick. One thing that, okay, killing Bow, not kind. One thing that, do they have another Nowhere to run? I don't think I actually care that much about this. Yeah, I don't think I actually care that much. I can just discard this, I guess I just kill the one that's going to kill my Bonnie Paul. Discard this forest. Just bring it back with Ice Till. Keep my life total nice and high. Make them block with an otter. Gain some life off this armadillo. Oh, actually, I can just kill him. So you can search for our Sandstorm Verge off of the Spinewoods Armadillo. Remove their ability to block, and then just swing in. Sweet. Yeah, it's always important to think like, okay, I have the big guys, they have one blocker. Can I just go for the Sandstorm Verge lethal here? And we did it. Let's bring in the Cease and Desists. Those seem pretty strong. I think maybe an Oko is a little interesting, although really it's more important that we deal with the otters. Like that's kind of the way we lose, is if they have a million otters. I think Maelstrom Pulse could be good. Stab is okay. It's a little small potatoes. It just kills an otter, but maybe that's all you need early game sometimes. And we can rely on our big board wipes in the long run. I think the mill plan is not that good in this matchup. Stormbridge seems okay. Our other normal board wipes seem fine. Tidebinder seems pretty decent. Maybe we just go 2 cease and desist. Cut a Winter Night Stories. It's kind of like one of the best cards in our deck, though. Maybe the River Regent doesn't do a whole lot. Armadillo. Got a land because we're on the draw. Go down a... Go down a Soured Springs. Gonna try it like that. Should be a good matchup for us, though. We're just much bigger. Pretty nice hand. A little slow, mana-wise. But we have access to 3 mana on turn 3, so... should be fine. I know the deck looks like an absolute pile. I understand this, but like... we have enough stuff to do by turn 3. Okay, Armadillo is a good draw here. Lets us get our second black source. So we could go like Island, cycle the Armadillo, grab a swamp, have untapped mana. In case we want to. No, let's just play the Soured Springs tapped here, I think. And then we can do that. We can either like play another tapped land. Corpses of the Lost. Interesting. A nice choice for these grindy matchups, huh? A lot of damage. I think we're gonna have to Scavenger Regent. So let's set that up. We'll lead on the... I guess we can play the Island, and if we really have to, we can Tishana's Tidebinder. Otherwise, we cycle the Armadillo. Grab a swamp. Just take this. Actually, the Rattleworm would have been pretty good on this board, too. But I kind of think we have to try to deal with these guys. They might flash in an entity tracker. And it's fine. They could counter this. Yeah. Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. Good to know that they're on this Corpses of the Lost. Ooh, fun. So they're holding up this Detect Intrusion. I can just flash in a Tishana's Tidebinder to block, and then maybe Day of the Black Sun the next turn. Block the Otter, make them do something here. Okay. Kill my guy. I wonder if they counter this Winter Night Stories. And then I can Day of the Black Sun for 0. I wonder if they have another one. Nope. Sweet. Alright. We might be in this yet. We might be in this yet. They have a Storm Chaser's talent online. Well, we can flash in the worm. Just play the worm main phase and then flashback Winter Night Stories here. Leaving up a black mana in case we draw stab. Ooh, Luis is nice. We'll discard another Winter Night Stories, discard the Arid Archway. Hit our land drop. Not a whole lot we're just outright dead to here. Exile my graveyard, pretty good. Stock up, good for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Luis for 5. I'd hate to see another Corpse of the Lost here. Ooh, they grabbed my Luis. Wow. Kind of huge for them, actually. That might just seal the deal. Need to draw a board wipe. We get it. You got otters. We get it. Ice Till. Yeah, that won't do it. But might as well just see what we mill. Okay. Alright, fair enough. Corpse of the Lost. A nice bit of early pressure, pretty hard to deal with that. Let's bring in the Malicious Eclipse, I suppose. Just to help combat those early plays. Maybe we go down 1 Deadly Cover-Up, 1 Villainous Wrath. Try it like that. Cease and Desist seems pretty important. Cleans up those boards really nicely. Keep this. We got lands and spells. Match 2. Game 3. Currently 0-1, but could go 1-1 with a nice win here. On the play. We'll lead on our Festering Gulch here. I think green and black are more important than blue. Duress me. Fine. Stab, pretty nice. Then we get to go Blooming Marsh, Sandstorm Verge, play a worm. Doesn't super matter the order that we do things here. Just go on Blooming Marsh. We can stab a skeleton if we have to. Let's hold up the worm here. They might just counter it, but like I'd rather they counter the worm than Ice Till Explorer. Fine. Do you have another one? Let's play our first land drop. Then play Ice Till. In case they have kill spell here. We get to hit our second land drop still. They don't have a way to kill it quite yet. Stock up. Could hit the Momentum Breaker off the top. Strategic Betrayal. Nice. Very, very strong here. Outcaster Greenblade is frickin' huge. So let's Greenblade first. Let's grab an Arid Archway. This maximizes our Surveils. So we play a Conduit Pylon first, and then pick it up with the Arid Archway. This gives us a little bit of selection over the course of the next couple turns. We have a Sandstorm Verge, and we're threatening to just hit them twice, basically. So they need to draw removal for the Greenblade. Stock up into stock up's very nice in this position for them. Bounce my Greenblade. Ooh, wow. What a series of plays from our opponent here. Wow. Desert Stew. Not that good in this position. Another Greenblade. We're not going to pass up on that. They're entering the Boomerang Basics zone. Oh, okay, going for stock up. I guess we just stab an otter here. Not much reason not to. Keep our life total high. Play the green blade. Get another pylons. Maybe we get to surveil like a Winter Night Stories into the graveyard. Get us right back into this thing. Deadly Cover-Up is... I'm gonna spec on the Deadly Cover-Up, I think, because I think I want to take the Boomerang Basics out of their deck. So I'm gonna leave that on top. And they're pretty likely to have a way to deal with my Green Blade. So I don't think we'll be missing that too much. Otherwise, I get to just hit them. Strategic Betrayal. Kind of annoying, actually. Pretty annoying. Boomerang Basics. We can't collect evidence here. Gonna have to wait a second on that one. Storm Chaser's talent just has so many words, huh? Kind of ridiculous in these kinds of matchups. Get our Surveil on. Okay. Yeah, I think we just have to go for it right now. So we can... Gosh. We could surveil this into the graveyard, stab the otter, and then take Boomerang Basics out of their deck. What are the odds that they're on, like... Oh, well, we know they're on, like, Detect Intrusion. I kind of think I have to do this. Is that crazy? I think I have to do this. Because I don't think I can beat the Boomerang Basics otherwise. And maybe I can just hope to top deck better than them. Yuck! No, what? Okay. Alright, GG's. Alright, GG's. Keeps us in it, I guess, a little bit. Man, they actually get to sideboard into a really nice plan against us here. Very hard to deal with threats, and Storm Chaser's talent is just so recursive that none of what I'm doing matters, I suppose. I'm not putting enough pressure on them, turns out. So maybe the mill plan is the answer, just go above everything. It's good to know that they don't have counter magic in their hand right now. So if we draw another board wipe... Tishana's Tidebinder. I think we'll just scoop it up there. Alright. Okay, back at it. My opponent disconnected match 2. So, while I technically won, we're not going to count it. On a Killer Ganon! I play against this guy a lot too. On to the real match 2, right here, against Killer Ganon. This is a very solid hand. We have all of our colors. Need to hit a third land, but we have enough removal to stave off any early aggression here. Gonna keep it. Any land would be fine. Even like a desert turn 1 probably would be ideal. See what Killer Ganon is on today. Not sure what they usually play. Ooh, little Hushwood Verge. I respect. We can lead on a Pylons. Maybe surveil a desert in the yard for a future Ice-Tail Explorer. I think in this position we kill the cub because this is not an elf and it's a gene pollinator. They can't cast a an Ouroboros with this mana. Missing a land. Well, we will not be missing our land drops. Here comes the big boy, starting as a 2/3, a humble 2/3 in this position. Pretty much always you want to grab conduit pylons, I think. Unless you need to, like, fix the mana for your hand. But our humble 2/3 should be enough. You will steadily grow. We can even just play the Winter Night Stories here. And it's probably just best to... Ooh, stab. Okay, well, it's probably just best to... Yeah, we'll take another one. Probably just best to stab this guy. And then hold up a Bitter Triumph on an Ouroboros. Discard a Winter Night Stories. It's deserts. We're doing it. Our opponent's stumbling a little bit, but we will capitalize here. Grab another Conduit Pylons. Dang, Swift Savior. Oh, it's the combo deck. Right. Well. I guess we just Bitter Triumph the Aang right now. I guess, yeah. This plays around like Appa next turn. Discard a Winter Night Stories here. Keep hitting them. I'm not really sure. I'm not like... I've played against this deck a few times, but I'm not really sure what's correct at every stage. Definitely just gonna keep them off of mana in the most annoying way possible. Go for our Green Blade. Make it bigger. Winter Night Stories here for 1. See if we hit more removal. We do. I think we want to kill... I think we want to keep Luis. We can get rid of the Rupture and the Winter Night Stories here. Threaten to kill them next turn. Doc Orlock. Entering the fray. We'll kill the good doctor. And they scoop it up. Fair enough. Fair enough. We had endless removal. They stumbled. Kind of the perfect combination of things happening for us. Bring in our Death Marks. Bring in our Malicious Eclipse, I think. Bring in the Maelstrom Pulse. Could be solid. Sorcery Speed is a little awkward. Disdainful Stroke counters Appa and Nature's Rhythm. But I think let's just rely on our instant speed removal. Tisha's Tidebinder. We can probably cut like an Ice Till. Probably cut a... Villainous Wrath could just win a game. Cut a Singularity Rupture. Probably cut a Meringue River Regent, maybe a Bonnie Paul. Just cut some of this top end stuff that we don't really need to win the game. Cut a Worm. I like that. Just like sort of a classic. Wipe their, like, remove everything they play and win with our Outcaster Green Blades. Great hand. Really, really good hand. Missing blue, but I like that we have the early board wipes and interaction. Kind of everything we need for this matchup. Go ahead and lean on our Gulch. Conduit Pylons can be a blue source in a pinch. Not irrelevant. Opponent is in the tank. They kept a 1-lander and they did not draw a land. Nope. There's the good doctor. I guess we don't have to kill it right now. It plays around Aang if we do. Go Conduit Pylons. We'll put an armadillo in our graveyard. Sets up our deadly cover-up. I guess we just kill Doc Orlok now. They're gonna need it eventually anyway. This plays around them saving it. We'll just play our Blooming Marsh, maximize our untapped sources in the future. Badgermole Cub. Access to 4 mana. Could cast an Appa here. Actually, they don't have double white. So maybe I just clean this up while I can. We'll keep a Tishan's Tidebinder. We'll Black Sun for 2. Could Aang this, which would be pretty good, but then we have access to a Deadly Cover-Up, which should seal the deal pretty nicely. Just get Aang out of their deck. Take them off the combo. I guess that doesn't completely take them off of the combo, but we could get like Doc Orlok out of their deck, I guess, which would completely take them off the combo. What you got? Yeah, let's just take them off the combo, and then they're just, like, they cannot win the fair matchup against what we're doing, I think. Appa in hand. Okay, cool. GG's. GG's. Kinda surprised they didn't go for Appa. I think they could have. I wasn't super paying attention to their open mana, but... Okay, 1-1. Rolling now. Rolling now. Definitely, by the way, definitely would have lost that game that my opponent disconnected in the unofficial match 2. But we'll take what we can get, I suppose. I'm not going to chalk it up either way. Who knows how games 2 and 3 would have gone. But it felt pretty bad once they had a million counter spells and burn spells that they could just eventually just like kill us with. This is fine. It's fine. Solid start. We have good removal. We can hopefully surveil into our 3rd land here. Get the Winter Night Stories going. Winter Night Stories really changed the dynamic of this deck, I think. I used to play Kiora. The 3... we'll keep a Conduit Pylons. The 3-mana Kiora. For a similar draw discard sort of plan. Kill their mana source here. But I like that Winter Night Stories is really easy to harmonize. We don't need another Bitter Triumph. And it just generates so much card advantage over the course of the game. Kiora is nice, but does not really generate card advantage. We can pass, hold up the Rattleworm / Bitter Triumph here. But we also used to be on more of like a Reanimator game plan with Overlord of the Belmerks. I keep saying me. I used to be on a Reanimator game plan with like Overlord of the Belmerks and Zombifies. It was pretty good. Let's just get let's get a Festering Gulch. This'll clean up our mana pretty nicely here. I think I'm just gonna play a Green Blade because it's huge. And then hold up Interaction. It is a 6/7 for 3. Probably need another green-blue source. Another Lush Oasis. It is a 7/8 for 3, and we get to hold up removal. There are a lot of drawbacks to being on the Deserts plan, but this is the reason to do it, and it's so nasty. It's just so huge. Okay, so good thing we're holding up removal. We can hold up a lot of removal. and just threaten to kill them over the course of a couple turns here. Yep. Down with that. Guess they could bounce this. Do I want to replay the Green Blade or hold up Double Bitter Triumph? I think I'm going to replay the Green Blade because it blocks the... Oh. It blocks the wagon by itself. Were they to even try to swing in with the wagon? I think I can grab a Sandstorm Verge here. Another untapped source. Could take them off of a blocker in the future. I don't always like to grab this early. I like to pull it out as sort of a trump card. Let them add their mana. Quantum Riddler. I think I'm just gonna kill the Trailblazer here. Let's discard a card. We can afford to. We probably don't need Bonnie in the long run. They're gonna fire up the wagon. Not a whole lot of a reason to, unless they just need more mana. They could have another Into the Flood Maw, but it's not particularly good. Reality Fulcrum, hell yeah. This card is sweet. I think Interdimensional Web Watch in the main set in paper, but Through the Omen's Path, Reality Fulcrum, I think there's a lot of potential for this card with Appa or like a white pixie strategy where you're airbending this and casting your airbent stuff from exile and your warped stuff from exile. There are just a lot of keywords that interact with this really nicely right now. Swing in for 9. Guess we'll play an Ice Till here. Probably should have played my land after the Ice Till, but that's okay. Hold up removal, pass it to you. Shocking themselves. Going all in. They're gonna see whether I have removal. Nope, they're playing a wagon. Doesn't do a whole lot. Teamer Battlecrier. Okay. Let them cast one spell. Well... Oh, they're gonna try to Devastating Onslaught? They don't have red. Okay. Reality Fulcrum. Cool. I guess I could kill the Battlecrier right here and keep them off of doing anything cool. But the only way they win this is targeting. Yeah, I guess I just kill the Teamer Battlecrier here. Maybe I've let them do too much. Maybe you could argue I'm supposed to kill this a bit sooner. No, they only have 1 mana. I can kill the Cactus Folk Sure Shot. Yeah, okay. Okay, fair enough. I can kill the Cactus Folk Sure Shot. They don't have any more mana. Bring in a couple Death Marks. Sorcery speed, but could be relevant still. Bring in a couple Maelstrom Pulse. We just want infinite removal, basically. Disdainful Stroke is kind of interesting. I think our instant speed removal is good enough. Take out a Villainous Wrath. Milling them is probably pretty good with the Singularity Rupture. Day of the Black Sun, maybe not necessary. It could be good. They might be on a Badgermole plan. our deck is pretty much built to whoop on them, I think. The Rattle Worms seem a little poor. Disruptive Stormbird seems a little poor. Okay, run it like that. Match 3. 1-1 overall. Could bring it home with a nice 2-1. Maybe call it there. Although, I was going to say this video is running quite long, but most of the time was spent in the match that I'm going to have to cut out, so. Mulligan this. Keep this. It's fine. We can just drop the Tidebinder. I'm not sure that it's better than a handful of removal spells here. Gonna have to rely on Conduit Pylons, but that's not the end of the world. Let's put this in the graveyard. Is that crazy? I think it's fine. It sets up our Ice Tail later. And we're going to have to hold up removal basically for the rest of the game anyway. Okay, that's nice. That'll help us sort of bridge the gap here. Another land for our Ice Tail. Sure Shot could be a bit of a problem. Ward 2. Pesky Ward 2. Riddle. Riddle me that. Would like to kill the Sure Shot here, but I cannot. Might just have to kill this Riddler. Might have to do... Should I have killed the Leyline Weaver? It's giving them a lot of mana now. Actually. Warp a Trailblazer. I'm gonna kill the Riddler. I think it's okay. We can discard a Winter Night Stories here. And then we can Spinewood Armadillo. Main phase to get a swamp to kind of be in the clear of everything here. Hit our land drop, still hold up removal. They're still hitting me. But we're not dead quite yet. Our Ice Tail's looking quite nice eventually. Pass the turn. I guess I kill the Leyline Weaver here just for tempo's sake. Hit you with one of these. Pass it back. And then we get to get involved a little bit with our Ice Tail Explorer next turn. Probably have to kill this Cactus Folk Sure Shot. Yeah, it'd be nice to kill the... Maybe I should have done this on my turn. It'd be nice to kill the Outcaster Trailblazer, but... This is actually going to kill us, and I think I might regret waiting. Do they just have Onslaught for 2? Oh, Teamer Battlecrier. Okay. Could use a board wipe here. Might just be dead. Another... Oh. Not dead yet, unless they have an Onslaught in hand now. Or another Trailblazer. Okay. Dead to that. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. That's a bit of a problem. Let's maybe consider some disdainful strokes for those guys. Keeps us off of just dying outright. Don't think we need Bonnie. Probably go down an Armadillo. Try it like that. Just counter the Cactus Folk. Also counters Devastating Onslaught. Counters the Riddlers. Pretty good. Missing a land. Gonna risk it a little bit here. Any land gets us as many lands as we need, so we just need one land here. Nice. Take him off mana here. It's elves. Go for our green blade. Looking pretty pitiful. But we can grab Arid Archway, which lets us continue to hit our land drops here. A simple 1/2, a humble 1/2 on this board. Sometimes it'd be like that. Didn't grab a blue source. Maybe might live to regret that. Might live to regret that. Desert. I guess we bounce. We can Maelstrom Pulse the elves, put Maelstrom Pulse in our graveyard, plan to block the Sure Shot, and then Deadly Cover Up, collecting evidence here. Give us the option to, like, take all of these Sure Shots out of the play, and maybe they commit to the board here. Teamer Battlecrier. Could be a good Deadly Cover-Up if we get to resolve it. Quantum Riddler. Coming in. Block. What do we take him off of? What's actually more important here? I kind of think the Sure Shot's a little more important. With the context of the rest of our hand. Is that crazy? Ooh, their hand is garbage after this. Dissection Tools, Detect Intrusion, Floodmaw. Take them off the Sure Shots. Bolt Bend, change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. Going for more of a fair play here. No Devastating Onslaught. Okay, good to know. They're just all in on producing a big board, so I'm actually really happy we took the Sure Shot here, because it's their way to just kind of win the game without us being able to answer it. Could use a blue source still. That's going to be our next issue. Okay, we can't kill that. Oh, actually, no, we can kill that exactly right now, so let's do that. Hope they miss some land drops here. Sweet. And we have a worm. Could be good. They're at 12, shocking themselves. Dissection Tools. So we can not do a whole lot about that other than hit them. There's not a window where we can stab this. Death Touch Lifelink. Kind of regretting not getting a blue mana. Gotta let this just die. They can't really bounce it because I can just replay it. Gotta let it die so we can find our blue source and get back in this thing. Another Dissection Tools. Okay. Hit me. Hit me. Sweet. Block. Get our blue source. Probably doesn't matter. Let's go blue, black. Ooh, okay, nice. Great draw. Really, really good draw. So we can get another blue source and hold up stab Tishana's Tidebinder Disdainful Stroke. Pretty sweet. I wonder if we can just afford to get a Conduit Pylons. That's maybe a little greedy. Maybe we're supposed to go for our Winter Night Stories here through the Detect Intrusion. Yeah, I think I like that, actually. Discard these lands that we don't need. We're a little shields down, but there's not a whole lot of pressure they can put on us right now. World Wagon. We have a Tidebinder for the World Wagon. Interesting match, interesting match. They might regret bouncing my Green Blade here. Okay, I'll block. Not a big deal. Kind of feel like I'm in the driver's seat now. They're going to flip this. Just for the memes. Another Winter Night Stories is pretty sweet. I'd like to keep the Armadillo around as a nice blocker. Helps us cast our Winter Night Stories also. Let's hold up Tidebinder / Disdainful Stroke. We can discard Day of the Black Sun, doesn't look very good here. Discard a Pylons, get another blue source online. Or Surveil. I guess if we played the Pylons, we could have had Tidebinder and Disdainful Stroke up. That probably would have been better. That was a bit of a goof. They can detect intrusion, Tishana's Tidebinder. But if they don't draw another land, they can't detect intrusion. Yeah, they don't have a way to crew these. Plot a guy. Okay. We can play an Armadillo and hold up Tidebinder Disdainful Stroke. Maybe I'm supposed to Winter Night Stories here, just hold up Disdainful Stroke. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. They can play the Riddler and detect intrusion my... Play the Riddler, detect intrusion my Disdainful Stroke, not present lethal. No, they will present lethal if I tap, because they can also play this Outcaster Greenblade. So I need to be able to stab the Outcaster Greenblade, I think. And block. Plays the Greenblade. Just gonna stab this, because I think it's more important that, like, if they counter this, then I get to counter their Riddler. Ooh, they get to return it to their hand with Detect Intrusion. That's cool. That's a cool little interaction. Spider Sense. Trailblazer. Oh, they can bounce my armadillo and kill me. Damn. Not sure that there was much I could do here. Well, I guess they can't pay for the ward cost now, but they had a moment where they could have. Disdainful Stroke. We're still in this. They kind of goofed. I think there was a window where they could have just bounced my armadillo, paid for the ward, and then swung with 2 wagons for lethal. But now they've given us a chance to draw into a board wipe. Maelstrom Pulse might be enough. We have this Tidebinder to counter a crew trigger, a crew ability. Bitter Triumph. That just might be enough. I think we need to Winter Night Stories first, because we can't pay the life here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. Just enough to Winter Night Stories, Tidebinder, and Bitter Triumph. That could be enough. Need to hold up black mana and blue mana. Luis from downtown. Kind of gets us right back in this thing. But if we... Yeah, I think we need to... I think it'd be kind of crazy to pass on Luis here, right? We hold the land to discard 2 Bitter Triumph. We kill the Outcaster Trailblazer. How does this play out? We kill Outcaster Trailblazer right now. Playing around Detect Intrusion. I guess Detect Intrusion still stops the binder. Playing around Negate? I don't know. We counter the Wagon Crew. Keep them off of doing anything relevant here. Hopefully they just drew a land, and then we get to Luis for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 8. Which, actually, maybe it makes more sense to just... Okay, Maelstrom Pulse. Maybe it makes more sense to Luis for 3. Sorry, for 5, so we can hold up 3 mana. Maybe we Maelstrom Pulse the Battle Crier right here, take them off of crews. See if they counter this, so they don't counter the Luis ability. Bolt Bend. Kills my Tidebinder. Oh, that's kind of just the perfect answer for all of this, huh? So we could Luis for... And they have the Into the Floodmaw. Oh, how could we have played around Bolt Bend? I guess we could Winter Night Stories here. See if we can just hit removal for the wagon. No. Dang. Good games. Good games. Tough stuff. Jeez Louise. Bolt Bend off the top. Kind of the perfect answer. I guess we could have just played Luis there, and Bolt Bend wouldn't have done anything. I guess if we had just played Big Luis, probably would have been fine. 1 and 2 overall. Couple more matches coming up. Hopefully we can just give it a solid 3-2 with our 50-50 deck here, and wrap things up nice. I always feel like I do better in the back half, like I come alive. I think the deck has legs. And it's very versatile. There are a lot of options. You can go for more of a creature-heavy strategy, maybe play some herd heirlooms to help your, like a mid-range creature-heavy strategy, or full control. Your creatures are so big, like the armadillos, the worms, the green blades, all synergize really nicely with herd heirloom. Gives your big green blades a source of trample, good card advantage, lets you sort of like mitigate some of the effects of tapped lands, because if you have 2 mana on turn 2 or 3, like you can go untapped land turn 2, herd heirloom, nice draw, into tapped land, or play the green blade tapped land. Like it helps you sort of mitigate your slow starts. Looks like this is the Kona combo. Might not have a great game 1 if we don't draw some removal here. Might just have to make him have it. Not a whole lot we can do otherwise. I guess we present... yeah, let's play the Blooming Marsh while we can. Play it untapped here. Could just be dead. Let's grab a Festering Gulch. Another black source. Could be fine. We'll probably go Conduit Pylons, Scavenger Regent next turn. Just try to hit them. But they might just Omniscience us and kill us here. They're doing it. Dragonstorm. Do you have a follow-up? I scoop when they show me 2 Meringue River regions. That's the signal. Because then they can do everything forever. And this is a nice setup for them. Should be pretty likely for them to close this one out here. Another Dragonstorm. Another Dragonstorm. Show me another River Regent. Yeah, that'll do it. They're gonna get an infinite more draws off of that. That'll do it. Okay. Disdainful Strokes. Maelstrom Pulse. Mulligan for instant speed interaction. Riverturn Monument seems fine. Seems fine. Pretty hard for them to deal with that. Deathmark is not really worth it, being sorcery speed here. Desist could be fine. Let's see what else we have. I think we want to get rid of the Day of the Black Sun. Deadly Cover-Up's pretty good. Singularity Rupture could be good. Love our Tidebinders, love our Desert's Dew, love our Bitter Triumphs. Cut a Winter Night Stories. Cut an Armadillo. And Mulligan for removal. That's basically the name of the game here. If I don't, then I'm a dingus. Don't let me keep a hand that just does not interact with them. Okay, I'll keep this. Have removal. Have a threat. Kind of a good combination of things going on here. Another green source for our Rattleworm is nice. Nothing wrong with playing another tapped land here. And then we can exude Toxin for 3 to clear up a Kona if we have to. I mean, pretty much if they like get the Kona and I don't kill it right away, they most of the time win. Sometimes they don't. Could be relevant. Pretend I have Disdainful Stroke. Ooh, Survivor. Okay, well I can't stop that. Fortunately, we get to play the Pylons, hold up the worm and removal in case we get an opportunity to just flash in the worm. They have to discard a card. They're probably looking pretty good here. Disdainful Stroke's not a bad draw. We can't counter a Kona, but we can just kill one. Beast. Kona. Kill the Kona. Oh, sweet. Okay, great draw. Really good draw. I'm going to play this tapped land now because it will leave me enough mana to play a Bitter Triumph and pay for a Dispelling Toxin. I think I'm in a pretty good position now. They're tapping out for a stock up. I get to get a worm on the field, and then I get to untap with a lot of interaction and just beat them to death with this worm. Play an untapped land to be able to pay for a full Dispelling Exhale. Should be good here. Should be solid. The power of the worm. 6/5 flash, by the way, for 4. Trample. Dragonstorm. I think I'm going to take this game. We'll probably head into game 3 here pretty soon. Not a whole lot they can do, I think. They can bounce / tap my worm. Yeah, actually, if they flash in the enchantment, like Lost in the Maze, that might... Okay. I think we're fine. I was going to say that could be enough. We can't counter this because he's a beast survivor. We can Bitter Triumph here. Pay 3 life. We have enough mana to pay for a Dispelling Exhale. Okay, that is not Dispelling Exhale, but we have enough. If they don't have any counter magic, we can counter their first River Regent. Don't care about that. We do care about this. They don't have a dragon to behold. They might not have a dragon to behold. Pay the 2. Okay. They resolve their Regent. They don't like giving up 2 Dispelling Exhales here, I think. Bounce my worm. Return their Dragonstorm. Could be the end of their little combo here. See what else they hit. Bounce their Regent. Gotta let them do this, because they could just draw into 2 lands here. And then I get to Maelstrom Pulse their Omniscience. I think that's probably correct. Another Dragonstorm. I untap. Actually, I'm not really sure what to do. Surveil? Desert's Dew seems good. We just need to resolve a creature, and then we can take them off of blockers. I think ultimately it makes more sense to kill their Omnisciences here if we can. They might have another Detect Intrusion. Dispelling Exhale, Beholding a Dragon. I don't think we care. I think I'd rather... So if I pay for this, they just beat me down over the course of 2 turns. I think I'd rather, like, let this resolve, play my worm, and try to win. Do they have another dispelling? What is that? What? And then they draw the river region. Okay. All right. What? They had already played 2 dispelling exhales and a detect intrusion, and then they hit 2 more in hand off of those. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty unlikely. I don't think that's going to happen in most games. They just had it all, I suppose. Maybe you could argue that like having another river region is just better, and they like actually combo off, and that's having it all. But the fact that like they fumbled into enough, that feels like kind of a bad loss. I'm not impressed by that showing. I think that was just kind of lucky. Hopping into match number 5 could get a decent little 2-3 here. Maybe go back to the drawing board a little. Maybe come back with more of a mid-range plan. There's a lot you can do with deserts. I really love I'm gonna guess this is the teamer combo list, perhaps. There's a lot you can do with deserts. I'm a particular fan of Free Strider Lookout, the one that triggers on crimes to get you more lands. Pretty sweet. If you just play like strictly black green, there's a lot you can do with like Ice Till Explorer, Big Ramp with Luis. You have a lot of angles there. Grab another black source here. We don't need to get cute. Let's just grab our swamp so we can hold up double removal. And we have deadly cover up if we need to. Should be pretty solid here. I think this should do it. I'll just stab this now. The sure shot. Ooh, Singularity Rupture. I think I'm going to take them off of the Trailblazers here this time. Nova Hellkites. All in on the sure shots. Cutting the combo. It's really nice to see their deck list here. Just more of a fair variety. So Trailblazer seems like a fine choice here. 2 Battle Criers, 2 Hellkites. Another board wipe in hand. Would love to resolve a Bonnie Paul. That should clean things up pretty nicely. Okay, we get to do that next turn. Our Desert Stews can kill the Hellkites. Battle Crier. Can't do anything else after that. Just play Bonnie Paul. I probably should have killed this, actually. Yeah, that was a bit of a goof. Probably should have killed that, but I think I'll be okay. Reach, pretty relevant. They can't really super duper combo off without a Trailblazer. and they're kind of stuck on red mana. Just swing with the cow. I guess I can Winter Night Stories first, try to get some lands in my graveyard for extra value off of Bonnie. And just Day of the Black Sun for 3. Kind of nice. Actually, not the worst idea. Yeah, they probably don't win that game if I do that, huh? The Bonnie stands alone. It's deserts. Okay, it's deserts. Come on. Come on, give me the 2-3, and then I'll play one more, and then we can go an even 3-3 and call it a day. Against this list, I think the death marks look pretty good, actually. Because they're not really all in, they're more of a value plan. Disdainful Strokes, Maelstrom Pulses, just bring in removal. Take out a couple Winter Night Stories. Cut, stab's pretty fine. Maybe we go one stab. Don't care about Villainous Wrath. Don't care about the Storm Brood. Cut an Armadillo. Probably don't want to mill them because they're on Esper Origins. So we'll cut the Singularity Rupture as well. Try it like that. Decent hand. Decent hand, I mean, just need to draw some interaction to get there. Ooh, that's interaction. Pretty nice. Could shut down a Cactus Folk Sure Shot. Just play out our deserts here. Let's hold up the Binder and Green Blade. Sorry, hold up the Binder and Bitter Triumph. There's the Sure Shot. We can counter this trigger. I think is pretty good. Keep them off of future haste. Take the ward away as well. Let's not tap out for a Green Blade quite yet. I think we can take one hit and then hold up removal. Trailblazer. Resolves. Battle Crier. Gonna kill the Trailblazer. I think we can pay 3 life here. Wagon. Shutting down this haste is was huge for us, I think. What a goofy card. Fires up the wagon, forgets that it's not giving haste anymore. I guess we Maelstrom Pulse the Battle Crier. No, because I can block the Battle Crier. I guess I have Maelstrom Pulse the wagon and pass. I think that's probably our best play here. Get down a Green Blade next turn. Serac. Okay. Probably wasn't stabbing anyway. Just got a block. Cactus Focus back online. Green Blade. Could Luis for 3 get us up to 12. Probably helps us survive through some nasty stuff. Big Siege Rhino coming in. And then we get to Bonnie next turn, which probably seals the deal pretty nicely. Battle Crier. Haste. Swinging in. Gotta block the Sure Shot. Keep him off future haste. Player Bonnie. 2 huge blockers. That could seal the deal. Wagon. No more haste. Bitter Triumph. Nice draw. Let's play our Green Blade. I think we grab a... Grab an Arid Archway. Get a Surveil, bounce a land back. We have something to discard. Bitter Triumph if we need to. Okay, nice. Put another land in the graveyard. Swing in with our cow, because I think the reach on Bonnie Paul might be relevant at some point. Nice. Another big Green Blade. Hit him. Pass it 2, yeah. I think it'd be a little silly to not hold up removal here. They could have boarded into the combo, which would be funny and unexpected. Wagon. Land. Swinging at me. They're just dead to the crackback, so I think I'm just going to block. Block. Don't give them a chance to draw a card. Another Battle Crier. Okay. Kill a blocker. Should be it. Nice. 2 and 3, deserts. Quick match. Let's jump into one more. Seal the deal. Or cry with a 2-4 record, but seal the deal with a nice 3-3. Nice solid, even 50-50 sort of deck list. A lot of interaction. Could put Duresses in the sideboard if you prefer. I mean, you're in 3 colors, so really the options are limitless. Against Kipsa. For our final match here. Bonnie Paul looks really good. I was on 2 for a little while, but just the fact that she's legendary, I don't necessarily need her every game, and if the games go long, I'm likely to see her anyway. I kind of wonder if it's worth playing some effect that gets you a creature card back from your graveyard in some capacity so that you can like pick up your Luis or pick up your Bonnie when you need them, when they're relevant. But we have enough ways to close out games, I think. It's just like surviving to get there. I almost wonder too if we should be on something like Bossing Say to help us in the control matchups. I just had an idea of playing an all singleton list for a dumb video. 5 color like singleton deserts could be really funny. Okay, happy to have a desert stew here. I guess you wouldn't be able to get away with Singleton, because I think you need Vinewood's Armadillo and Outcaster Greenblade. Just for memes, not a serious deck. Not that this is particularly serious either. The Cub. Well, we have a board wipe, if we can survive to get it down. Paw Patch Recruit. Unfortunately, I think we need to let them untap here. Kill a Ouroboros. Come back from the bathroom and what do I find? Ouroboros before mine own eyes. Still in this game. Unfortunately, man, Badger Mole. It's just the fact that, like, not only is it really, really ridiculous ramp, it's still just 3 power on turn 2. Yes, it capitalizes on one of your lands, like, keeps you from doing anything super meaningful with those, but I guess we fire off the Winter Night Stories, not much else we can do. Okay, Day of the Black Sun's really good. Guess we ditch the river region. We don't need any of this to win the game. We have more threats in the deck. We just need to wipe the board. And the Armadillo, the life gain from the Armadillo might be relevant. So yeah, yes, it takes up one of your lands, but like, it's a 2-drop, 3 power. Ramps you so ridiculously crazy. They shock themselves. I wonder if they're bluffing something. Could just have 2 lands in hand. Gonna go for the Day of the Black Sun here. Gulch in the graveyard. Happen mana. Wanshi Tong? Big Wanshi Tong? That's kind of cool. Just bluffing? I mean, you got it or you don't. I'm not scooping. Okay, cool. Big Wanshi Tong. That's pretty sweet. Might not be enough. Might be enough. Restless Vine Stalk. Important note here. Not sure that we can play around all of this, but we will try. Badger Mole Cub. Yeah, it's going to 2 is pretty tough here. But we can Bitter Triumph the Wanshi Tong. Discarding a Conduit Pylons. Play a land. Hold up the Armadillo or removal. Probably just going to kill this Restless Vine Stalk. Badger Mole Cub. Okay. On the Vine Stalk. Little awkward. Stop at combat. Mockingbird. Copy there. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I can't do anything about this. Gaining 3 life won't do anything. Killing the Vine Stalk won't do anything. Because they're just gonna... It just does too much. Why is it also a hasty 1/1? What? It just does too much. There's nothing I can do here. Mockingbird for 0. Oh, they're doing it for 0. Wait, no, I can just kill the... I can just kill the... Deserts do the vine stalk. I thought they were Mockingbird for 2 on the Badgermole Cub. Yeah, they goofed. They officially goofed. They did a little oopsie here. They still could just hit a land, I suppose. Or sorry, hit a non-land. Get a counter. Alright. They goofed, but they were saved. Could have just copied the Cub, and along with another 1/1, wouldn't have been able to do anything about that. Bring in the removal. Disdainful Stroke might be good against Wan Chitong, actually. Infinite interaction. We don't need any way to win the game. We just interact and beat them down with the green blades. Don't need the worms. Don't need the regents. Keep a couple Winter Night Stories. Just interact. Stormbrood can go. Do we even need Bonnie? Nah. Nah. Don't need Bonnie. Just wipe the board. Keep them off of Big Wan Chitong. Hope they stumble. Lead us to our beautiful little 3/3 victory. Better players would mulligan this hand, but I'm not a better player. I'm not. I'm a greedy player. And I want my land drops. Malicious Eclipse, nice. Surprise, surprise. Desert Stew. Huge. Gambled and won. Gambled and won. It would be really nice if you could exile these lands. I think that only seems fair to me. Suppose let's just kill this while we can. Hitting our land drops. Could use a board wipe. They could get me with a Wan Chitong here. Am I allowed to care about that? I don't think so. I think I just have to play this. You got it, dude. Draw your card. Don't care. Okay, cool. Grab my conduit pylons, get some surveils going here. Stab. Kind of small potatoes. Kind of small potatoes. Now they want Chitong. Okay, well, you goofed. You goofed. Could have drawn another card. Druneth, Reviver of the Hive. Armadillo? Okay. It could be good. We'll see. I'm definitely just going to play it. Let's swing in. Get a little aggro. Hopefully they don't counter this. Seems unlikely that they'd counter this. I'm not sure that there's a whole lot they can do about it once it's on the field. Ouroboros, pretty big. Not insane. We have a death mark for the Ouroboros. Pretty nice. And then we can Maelstrom Pulse Wanchitong if we need to. Could save this here. Okay, well. Maelstrom Pulse. Play an Archway, pick up a Forest here, I suppose. Make them block. The 4 damage first. I don't think this matters. Disdainful Stroke is okay. I think we're a little past caring about that. Just swing with these guys. Not like I'm drawing that Disdainful Stroke, you know what I mean? Wanchitong's killing me, but what would really kill me is if they go like Badgermole Cub. I think I'm gonna leave them with the Wanchitong. Kill off the Drunith. I need to be able to just keep swinging into them. Vigilance, annoying. Land. Okay. Sandstorm Verge, kind of nice. Make them block with the Ouroboros. Hit them. Making them block with the Ouroboros means I get to keep them off like a nasty untap, make some big stuff turn. Or making them block with the Wanchitong means that if they draw nothing, I guess if they draw nothing, I'm pretty good either way. But making them block with the Wanchitong means I maintain some life total here. But if they untap with Ouroboros, I'm kind of toast. I think if they untap with anything here, I'm a little toast. The pressure from the Wanchitong is kind of tough. They can't swing with the Ouroboros. I'm gonna make them block with the Wanchitong. It's just the vigilance at the end of the day, I think. Sweet. Great top deck. Alright, moving into the final game of the final match against my boogeyman. 2 and 3 match wins overall. Could move into 3-3. On the draw. Kept a risky hand game 2. Paid off. Hopefully we have a nice, solid opener. Jam-packed with removal. Gotta mulligan this. Opponent keeps. Get to keep this. Get rid of an Ice Till. Hopefully we draw a green source natty. Lead on the Soured Springs. Maelstrom Pulse ain't bad right now. Clear up a couple Gene Pollinators, could be relevant. We know they're on Detect Intrusion. Kind of interesting. Conduit Pylons. Let's see a green source. Gotta skip on that, unfortunately. Maybe they'll think it means I have another one. I think I just kill a Gene Pollinator right here. Just to keep them off of Detect Intrusion. No, I guess they get to do that anyway. Just to keep them off of permanents, I guess. Sneak it through the Paw Patch. They might... Oh, are they going to counter this? Yo, if they counter this, that'd be kind of sick. Okay. That's fine. Let's draw just like a Blooming Marsh. Play our Outcaster Greenblade. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My guy's bigger than yours. Conduit pylons in case we need to double spell next turn. Wow, great sequence for us there. Really keeps us in this. I think we just play another Greenblade. Not a whole lot they can do about this right now. Grab our Lush Oasis. Complete the trifecta of mana. I guess I'm allowed to swing. I think I'm allowed to swing. My guys are just big. They could have like a Tappy Merfolk, Flashy Tappy, Mr. Flashy Tappy. They could have one of those. But I think we're doing okay. Badgermole Cub. On the vine stalk, perhaps? Nope. They are wide. They're all dressed up, but do they have anywhere to go? Activate the vine stalk. Swing. Giving up the curator here? Oh, making this a 3/3? That's not going to work how you want. Scoops it up. Okay. Oh. All right. 3 and 3. 3 and 3. Pretty solid stuff. Should we go for one more? Try to make it a winning match loss record? 4 and 3, the old 4 and 3. Yeah, why not? That was a fun one. It's brought me back. It's deserts, baby. Outcaster Greenblade. It's big. It blocks. It's big. Swings in. Let's give it one more for a solid 4-3 finish. I'm a gambling man. What can I say? All right, jumping into match number 7. 3 and 3 overall. Deserts. They're pretty good. We were off to a slow start. That's how the deck works, you know. But we've run into some decent matchups, and turns out Outcaster Greenblade gets real big. We have mana. We can definitely just curve out. Meticulous Archive is not something I love to see. Let's lead on the Lush Oasis so we can do Armadillo on turn 2. Don't love the Meticulous Archive. Maybe I just cut this one from the video and pretend I'm 3-3 overall. Just cut it out. Because I'm not in love with this matchup. Let's grab a Festering Gulch. Get all of our mana online. Blooming Marsh, huh? I guess we could fire off a Winter Night Stories. It's a little bad if they have no more lives, but it sets up our Ice-Tail Explorer well. Okay. That's life. Could be a tough matchup. Or it could be a really good matchup. It all depends on your mindset. The numbers don't matter. It's just all about your mindset. How are they supposed to beat my guys? They're so big. You know? They're taking 1 damage every turn from my lands for free? What? What are they supposed to do about that? Besides have superior card selection and interaction for my sparse threats. I My deck's busted. What? Um, I guess we cycle this armadillo. Keep hitting our land drops. Probably go for like an Arid Archway. Hmm. I guess I could go for... Go for an Ice Till Explorer here. Green Blade, nice. Maybe I don't, now that I know that Green Blade's on top. I don't want to mill it. Giving them time. That's okay. Hitting our land drops. Just like tap out for a river region. Get your pressure going, dude. Come on. Don't be a coward. Tap out for Meringue River region, dude. It's an empty board. You know, I probably should have played Tower Springs and then been able to Green Blade and Ice Till. That might be like a critical mistake here. I guess I just cast the Green Blade anyway. Make them have ooh, resolves. Okay, cool. Grab pylons. He's so big. What are you supposed to do about that? He's so big. Everything's on the line. I'm turning the hat around. The most intense match I've ever played. Match 7. Can we have a positive record? Demolition Field on my Arid Archway. Interesting. Sets up my Ice Till Explorer. Grab a... Probably a forest here. Yes, I am playing basics. Thank you for asking. Singularity Rupture. Could be a win con. You have enough mana to play an Ice Till and pay for No More Lies if that's all they have. So I say we go for it. Oh, no we don't, because they took us off of Arid Archway. I thought this was my Arid Archway. No! No! That's embarrassing. I forgot they just killed it. Well, that's not good. Still in it. Still in it. Elspeth. Okay. Not great. Not great for us here. There's my other Ice Till. I think we go for a Deadly Cover-Up. Make them do something about this. Take them off of Consult the Star Charts. Take them off of Demolition Field. Nice. We get to know what's in their hand. We could still be in this. Could still be in this. Just need to draw a better triumph for this Elspeth. Whew. Okay. Need to play around them protecting their Elspeth with Aang's Iceberg. Okay, undo that. Play my land first. Play Ice Till. Play the Arid Archway. Get some surveils going. Pretty sweet. Pick up my conduit pylons. Another land in the graveyard. Tapping out, I get to kill the Elspeth. Huge. Might stab a soldier. I don't know. Been known to do crazier things. Stab some grandmas in my past. Specifically Gran is what I'm referring to. Don't call the cops. Killing my killing my ice till. I have a disruptor storm brood, disruptive storm brood. Okay, another Elspeth. Probably gonna rip this singularity rupture here. I don't think I stabbed this one because I'm just gonna kill all of them anyway. Stab the next one. Second Elspeth's a little tough. Maybe I mill myself as well. Get some... Winter Night Stories in my graveyard. Kind of get crazy with this one. Okay, pretty sweet. Now we just need to not get decked. I still have the one of Scavenger Regent in my deck to omen with over and over. So I can pretty freely fire off these worms to get a pretty big mana advantage. Yeah, let's try to kill this Restless Anchorage here. Blooming Marsh. I think we can fire off Winter Night Stories. I don't see why not. Nice. Better Triumph for their Elspeth here. Pass. See if they use their coil and catch. Nope. Fire up the Anchorage. One, two, three, four, five. They're pretty likely to have a 3 steps ahead in their hand right now. I think I'd rather, like, let them do this. Kill the Restless Anchorage. Probably stab a soldier here too. Pretty big difference in the clock. They're probably only on like 2 Elspeths. I guess they could be on more. I need a big threat that like makes them 3 steps ahead. Can keep drawing. Once again, I have an omen. to keep myself from milling out, hopefully. Disruptive Stormbrood is really nice. Bonnie's really good. Tishana's really good. Let's just get rid of... We can Tishana's the Elspeth. I don't think we need Day of the Black Sun. I don't think we need the land. We have 7 mana right now. We could play the Stormbrood. They probably counter that, and then I kill Elspeth, or we just Tishana's Elspeth. They probably counter that. Maybe I go for the Stormbrood here. Although that does not play around No More Lies, which we really could do right now. I think we just pass. I think I just try to Tishana's this trigger. I have the mana to pay for No More Lies. So not trigger this ability. They get lost. Okay. I think I could win this one. I think I have a solid game plan here. As long as my Omen doesn't get countered. Maybe I even just kill them with combat damage. Let's go for the Stormbrood here. Or maybe I Omen... Maybe I Petty Revenge this soldier for one more card in my library. That seems a little worse. I like the clock presented by this plan. It makes them maybe think about... Okay, still have the Scavenger Regent. Villainous Wrath could be interesting. I don't think we need to pull anything from our deck here. Let's just leave it all for now. The important thing is we don't get our Day of Judgment. I think we respond to this by killing the Elspeth. Nice. Huge. We get to play Bonnie Paul. Huge, literally. Might as well play a land. Not messing with the maps quite yet. Mountain Port. They could just have like a couple No More Lies left in their hand. Oh no. All of the No More Lies are gone. Day of Judgment. Okay. Well, I think we're still doing okay. Believe it or not, I think we're doing okay. They make a fish, we wipe the board. They make a fish, we wipe the board. That's kind of the pattern we're going to fall into here. Stock up actually is kind of huge for us. I think maybe we weren't winning and now we are, assuming they don't draw counter magic. It's kind of an interesting result here. There's our Scavenger Regent. I think I'm going to pass one more turn. I'm taking a bit of a gamble here. I'm going to let him Fountain Port one more time here. See if they counter my Villainous Wrath. And then maybe I get them with the Scavenger Regent lock. Just do it in my second main phase to be cheeky. No? Ooh, I probably should have held that land for Bitter Triumph. It's okay, I can do the same thing on the next turn. Ooh, okay. Glad we have the Bitter Triumph for that. Kind of an interesting one. Kind of an interesting one. I guess I show them the Scavenger Regent now. Otherwise I'm taking 2. But I'm not guaranteed to draw it. Do I have to, like... I think I have to, like, Scavenger Regent for 1. Cast the Winter Night Stories. Discard some excess. And then Scavenger Regent again to set up the lock. Otherwise, like, if I don't do that, I'm not guaranteed to draw it next turn. And if they have counter magic, I lose anyway, so I might as well try to do this. I think I have to do this to guarantee that I can enter the scavenger zone. Hold a land. They don't have any No More Lies left in their deck. Okay. That was the question. We answered the question. Interesting. Interesting attempt there. Let's bring in our Okos. We haven't brought these in yet, but they get a chance to shine here. Elspeth. Disdainful Stroke. Stabs can go. Desert's Dew, we can cut down on those. Deadly Cover-Up's pretty good. Villainous Wrath is fine. Rupture's good. Day of the Black Sun can go. Cut a land. Sweet. Alright, this looks pretty good. We got a shot here. We got a shot. Game 2. Grindiest possible matchup for our final match here. Long video. Long ass video. Should have just called it at 3-3. Should have swallowed my pride. Curious to know if anyone's gotten this far in the video. What do you think about the deck? Too inconsistent, perhaps? That's a pretty good argument you could make, I think. Just the fact that your lands could just lose the game for you, basically, because you can't consistently, like, untap and play your answers quickly enough. I think I'm going to keep this. I like the double Outcaster Greenblade. Try to surveil for another land here. Triple Outcaster Greenblade. I'm going to keep it. I know it's crazy. I need another land, but They're a relatively slow deck. And this is, I think, like the best card in our deck if we get to resolve it. Voice of Resurgence. Okay. I've accepted my path. Rest in peace, fine. Putting some pressure on here. Let's see a Conduit Pylons. Luis. Dump the Winter Night Stories. Not too useful into this Rest in Peace. They could just bless us with a quick beatdown. And I can get punished for keeping this hand. Bless us with a quick beatdown. I think River Turn Monument is kind of important eventually. Luis can go, I suppose. Don't really need him. Yeah, alright, GG's. I don't think there's much I can do here. Stock up. Alright. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. Good games. My hubris has led me into a 3-4 overall match win percentage. You know, if you count the one game where my opponent disconnected, call that a 4-4. It's all a wash, you know. Had a fun run. Enjoyed my time with the deck. If you're curious, check it out. Deserts, baby. It's Deserts. One thing to point out, very budget, very cheap, in paper especially. Like the Deserts, because your mana base isn't full of starting towns and et cetera, you're actually able to play like a 3-color deck without breaking the bank, which is kind of cool. We'll definitely be back with Deserts in the future. We'll have Redemption, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it if you made it this far, and hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.